Janella Brown finally destroys Kody in court. Viewers shocked over explosive $9,006 lawsuit. Hello friends, I am Elena. Welcome to my channel. For the latest news update, please subscribe the channel and press the bell icon. Courtroom showdown between Janella Brown and Kody Brown has left fans stunned, rattled, and glued to every detail of the legal drama. For years, the world has watched the complicated saga of the Brown family play out in front of the cameras. But what happened recently is unlike anything the audience expected, because this time the battle wasn't about relationships, family dynamics, or emotional conflicts. It was about money, legal accountability, and a staggering $9,006 lawsuit that brought tensions to a boiling point. When the lawsuit first surfaced, many fans thought it would be another minor issue, perhaps just a small financial dispute that would quickly fade from the headlines. But as court documents became public and both sides made their arguments, it became clear that this was not just about a few $1,000s. This was about principle, betrayal, and a fight that symbolized the years of frustration that Janella had endured in her relationship with Kody. Janella's decision to take Kody to court was not one she made lightly. Insiders revealed that she had wrestled with the idea for months, weighing the personal cost of such a public confrontation against the financial burden she felt had been unfairly placed on her. For a woman who has often been portrayed as calm, patient, and tolerant, filing a lawsuit was a definitive signal that she had reached her breaking point. Fans who have followed her journey on Sister Wives immediately recognized the significance. This was not just a financial fight, it was Janella reclaiming her voice. In court, the central dispute revolved around $9,006, a figure that may seem oddly specific to outsiders but carried heavy weight for Janella. According to her, this was money she believed Kody had mishandled, misused, or outright taken from her without proper resolution. While the details remain heavily debated, supporters of Janella argue that the number represents years of her being overlooked, undervalued, and dismissed when it came to family finances. For Kody, however, the lawsuit felt like a personal attack, an unnecessary escalation of issues that could have been settled privately. But the courtroom isn't a place for avoiding uncomfortable truths. It is a place for evidence, testimony, and accountability. And when Janella took the stand, her calm but firm words carried an impact that could not be ignored. Observers described her demeanor as composed yet powerful, a woman who had finally found the courage to put everything on the record. She laid out her case piece by piece, explaining why the $9,006 mattered and why she could no longer stay silent. Kody, on the other hand, faced a much tougher reception. For years, he has been criticized for favoritism, for failing to balance his relationships, and for placing disproportionate weight on certain partnerships while neglecting others. In court, that pattern seemed to mirror itself. His explanations for the financial discrepancy came across as scattered, defensive, and unconvincing. While he attempted to frame the issue as a misunderstanding, the lack of clarity in his statements only seemed to strengthen Janella's claims. Tension reached a peak when the judge asked pointed questions about accountability. For Kody, who has long been the central figure in the Brown family narrative, the courtroom spotlight was harsher than any reality TV edit could ever be. With no ability to shift blame or change the subject, he had to face direct challenges. And for once, the power dynamics seemed reversed. Janella held the stronger ground, not by raising her voice or causing a scene, but by presenting herself as logical, consistent, and undeniably credible. The moment of decision was what truly shocked viewers. After hours of testimony and back-and-forth arguments, the judgment came down clearly in Janella's favor. The ruling not only validated her claims but also symbolized a rare and public defeat for Kody. Ordered to pay the $9,006, Kody was left visibly shaken. What many thought might end in a compromise instead became a decisive blow that left no room for reinterpretation. For fans watching from the outside, the verdict represented far more than a financial transaction. Social media immediately erupted with commentary, with many fans declaring that Janella had finally given Kody the accountability he had avoided for years. Comments poured in praising her strength, her dignity, and her refusal to be dismissed any longer. Memes, reaction posts, and detailed breakdowns of the case circulated widely, with the $9,006 figure quickly becoming a symbol of justice served. What makes this entire situation even more remarkable is the broader context. For years, the Sister Wives audience has watched as Janella often took a backseat in family conflicts, choosing to focus on her children, her independence, and her career instead of engaging in drama. This lawsuit, however, changed the perception entirely. By standing up to Kody in court, she proved that patience does not equal weakness, and that even the calmest person has a limit when unfairness becomes unbearable. The fallout for Kody is immense. Already facing strained relationships with multiple wives and the crumbling of the once united family structure, this legal defeat adds yet another layer to his public image. Once portrayed as a charismatic leader trying to hold a large family together, he is now increasingly viewed as a man unable to maintain trust, balance, or responsibility. Losing to Janella in such a public way reinforces that perception and leaves many wondering what his future looks like both on and off the screen. Meanwhile, Janella's victory is being hailed as empowering. For women who have followed the show and perhaps seen pieces of their own struggles mirrored in her journey, her triumph is a reminder that standing up for oneself is always worth it. No matter how small the amount may seem in dollars, the principle behind it carries weight. Her decision to pursue justice, to face Kody head-on, and to win has inspired countless fans who now see her as more than just a supportive figure in the background. The long-term impact of this lawsuit will likely ripple far beyond the immediate headlines. Financial disputes often reveal deeper fractures in trust and communication, and in the case of the Browns, it may serve as the final straw that cements the separation between Janella and Kody once and for all. As the show continues into future seasons, it remains to be seen how this event will be portrayed on screen, or whether it will even make it into the storyline. But regardless of what viewers eventually see in edited episodes, those who followed the case in real time already know the truth. Janella stood her ground and she won. In the end, the $9,006 lawsuit became more than a legal case. It became a turning point in the larger saga of the Brown family. It exposed vulnerabilities, shifted power dynamics, and reminded everyone watching that accountability can no longer be dodged. For Kody, the loss is both financial and symbolic. For Janella, the win is not just monetary but deeply personal. And for fans, the shockwaves from this explosive courtroom battle will not be forgotten anytime soon. It wasn't Kody Brown's dramatic speeches or Robyn's quiet tears that grabbed attention. Instead, viewers fixated on what appeared to be the unhappiness of a specific cast member. The teaser was short, but fans dissected every frame, and the chatter that followed has made it clear. One member of the Brown family seems trapped in a role they no longer want to play. From the beginning, Sister Wives was marketed as a series that would showcase the beauty and challenges of plural marriage. The Browns, Kody, Meri, Janelle, Christine, and Robyn, invited cameras into their lives to highlight how their faith and lifestyle worked. But over the last decade, the cracks have become more apparent. Christine officially left the family, Meri distanced herself almost completely, and Janelle has openly struggled with Kody's behavior. Now, with season 20 approaching, fans are wondering whether unhappiness is once again at the center of the story, and if another major exit might be on the horizon. In the teaser, the focus is supposed to be on family updates, new relationships, and how the Browns are moving forward after years of public drama. But sharp-eyed fans noticed a moment where one cast member looked visibly withdrawn, their body language signaling distance from the group. While the teaser didn't specify who it was, speculation quickly spread online. Many believe it could be Janelle, who has been increasingly candid about her frustrations with Kody in past seasons. Others suggest it could even be Robyn, who has long been portrayed as Kody's favorite, but has recently faced backlash from viewers who feel she manipulated family dynamics. The reactions on fan forums and social media highlight just how invested viewers remain. One thread on Reddit exploded with comments analyzing the sad eyes and disconnected tone of the unnamed screenshots of earlier seasons, comparing how engaged and happy certain wives once looked versus their apparent demeanor now. The phrase "unhappy wife" began trending within the Sister Wives fandom. What's fueling all of this speculation is not just the teaser itself but the history that has led up to this moment. For years, Christine was visibly unhappy before finally taking the leap to leave. Viewers remember her tears, her confessions about not being considered an equal partner, and her ultimate declaration that she deserved better. Fans now fear they are seeing that same storyline play out again, only this time with another wife. Janelle has always been pragmatic, often staying out of the spotlight of family drama, but in recent seasons she hasn't hidden her growing disappointment. She has openly said she no longer feels connected to Kody in the same way, and she has admitted to rethinking her future. The teaser truly is hinting at her unhappiness. Season 20 could be the year she makes her final choice. Robyn's potential unhappiness is also being discussed, though in a different light. While she has often been painted as the wife who won Kody's affection, fans are beginning to question whether being the closest to him has come at a cost. Some speculate that Robyn is now burdened by guilt, feeling responsible for the fractured state of the family. Others believe she may feel trapped in the role of peacemaker, a role she once embraced but now regrets. In the teaser, her subdued appearance and careful words only fueled the idea that even Robyn is no longer as comfortable in the spotlight as she once was. Beyond individual speculation, the teaser has reignited debates about the overall tone of the series. What started as a show about family unity has slowly transformed into a series about heartbreak, separation, and the consequences of a patriarch who openly admits to having favorites. Season 20's teaser suggests that the cycle of unhappiness hasn't ended. It has simply shifted from one wife to another. Fans who were hoping for a season focused on healing may instead be faced with another round of emotional unraveling. Chatter online reflects both fascination and sadness. Many longtime viewers say they feel almost protective of the wives, especially those who seem stuck in relationships that no longer bring them joy. Comments like, "I just want her to be free," or "she deserves so much better than this," are common across platforms. At the same time, others argue that the wives have agency, and that continuing to stay with Kody is ultimately their choice. This clash of opinions keeps the fandom buzzing, ensuring that Season 20 will likely have one of the strongest engagement levels in years. Interestingly, TLC has remained deliberately vague about the teaser's intent. Network executives know that ambiguity fuels speculation, and speculation fuels ratings. By giving fans just enough to latch onto, a downcast expression, a quiet remark, a fleeting shot, they've managed to create a storm of discussion without revealing the actual storyline. This marketing strategy has worked before, and with the Brown family's history, it's almost guaranteed to work again. Season 20 represents a critical moment for sister wives. With Christine gone, Mary on the outskirts, and Janelle potentially reconsidering her place, the structure of the family has shifted dramatically. Viewers are not just watching reality TV anymore, they're watching the unraveling of a social experiment that was once held up as a bold example of faith and unity. If another wife truly is unhappy and on the brink of leaving, Season 20 could redefine the show entirely. Instead of being about one man and multiple wives, it may transform into a story about women reclaiming independence, one by one. The unhappy cast member at the center of fan chatter has not been named, and perhaps that is by design. Whether it's Janelle, Robyn, or someone else, the symbolism remains the same. Unhappiness within this family is no longer hidden. Public sees it, the fans talk about it, and the network profits from it. Season 20's teaser may only last a few seconds, but the ripples it created prove the Brown story is far from over. In the end, the chatter about an unhappy cast member speaks to something larger than just one season of television. It reflects the way fans have emotionally invested in these women's journeys, rooting for them to find happiness, whether inside or outside of plural marriage. As the premiere date approaches, all eyes will be on that one figure whose unhappiness sparked so much speculation. And when the full season airs, viewers will finally get their answer. Will she stay, will she go, or will unhappiness continue to linger in the shadows of the Brown household? The anticipation for Sister Wives Season 20 is building quickly, and if fan speculation proves true, this upcoming installment could be the most controversial yet. Central to the drama is the question of whether Kody Brown, long the focal point of the polygamous family, has finally decided to shift blame onto Robyn Brown for the collapse of the plural marriage lifestyle. Viewers and critics alike are dissecting every teaser and quote, wondering if Kody is truly throwing Robyn under the bus in an attempt to rewrite the family narrative and save his reputation. Kody Brown has always been a polarizing figure. Over the years, audiences have watched him juggle the complexities of balancing multiple wives, raising children, and maintaining a family dynamic under constant public scrutiny. Yet, as the seasons progressed, one wife after another began distancing themselves from him, leaving Robin as the sole partner still deeply connected to his vision. This development gave rise to accusations that Kody was playing favorites, prioritizing Robin's needs above the rest of the family, and slowly allowing resentment to fester. Now, instead of taking accountability for decisions that fractured his household, Kody appears to suggest that Robin herself was partly responsible for the turmoil. This is a shocking twist for viewers who remember Kody repeatedly defending Robin at all costs during earlier seasons. For years, Robin has been portrayed as Kody's favorite, a wife who often received more attention, affection, and support than the others. Christine and Janelle have openly expressed their frustrations, and even Mary has acknowledged feeling cast aside. The perception of inequality among the wives was one of the core reasons why Christine ultimately chose to leave the family. Fans remember scenes where Christine openly admitted that Kody's prioritization of Robin and her children was a breaking point. So, why would Kody suddenly pivot and place some of the blame on Robin? The answer may lie in the way public opinion has shifted. Once seen as the devoted husband trying to keep a large family united, Kody is now widely criticized for arrogance, stubbornness, and an unwillingness to listen. Season after season, social media erupts with commentary about how Kody's actions appear selfish or domineering. Kody wants to redeem himself in the eyes of viewers, or homewrecker of the group. Robin has openly cried in interviews about her desire for unity and her sadness over the breakdown of the family, but many fans remain skeptical of her sincerity. Kody truly distances himself from Robin or shifts blame onto her, it may leave her feeling isolated in ways she has never experienced before. What makes this situation even more dramatic is the way it mirrors earlier seasons of Sister Wives. When the show first began, the narrative was about equality, trust, and navigating the challenges of plural marriage. Kody often preached about fairness and the need to treat each wife with respect. Over time, however, those ideals seemed to crumble as favoritism became obvious. The public, and even his own wives, accused him of abandoning those principles. If Season 20 shows Kody pointing fingers at Robin, it represents not only a betrayal of his so-called favorite but also a complete reversal of everything he once defended. Fans on social media are already buzzing. Many argue that Kody's possible attempt to blame Robin shows desperation rather than accountability. Others believe it could signal cracks in even their once solid bond, raising the question of whether Kody and Robin's marriage will eventually face the same fate as his relationships with the other wives. After all, if Kody is willing to throw Robin under the bus publicly, what does that mean for their private relationship behind closed doors? Season 20 is expected to dive deep into these issues, showcasing emotional conversations, painful confessions, and potentially explosive confrontations. While details remain scarce, the central theme seems to revolve around accountability, or lack thereof. Will Kody take responsibility for the family's collapse, or will he continue deflecting, even if it means sacrificing his relationship with Robin? For longtime viewers, this is more than just reality TV drama. It is the culmination of years of tension, favoritism, and failed communication. Christine has already found happiness outside the family, Janelle has asserted her independence, and Mary has distanced herself from the dynamic entirely. Robin remains the last wife standing, and now even she may be on the receiving end of Kody's blame. Question that lingers is whether Robin will defend herself or remain loyal to Kody, even if it means accepting the role of scapegoat. If she chooses loyalty, she risks further alienating herself from fans who already see her as complicit. If she chooses to fight back, viewers could witness the unraveling of the final bond holding Kody's family structure together. One thing is clear, Sister Wives Season 20 is shaping up to be one of the most dramatic chapters yet. Kody's potential decision to throw Robin under the bus marks a turning point not only in the show's narrative but also in how audiences perceive him. Through years of defending Robin and elevating her above the others, shifting the blame now looks like both a betrayal and a desperate attempt to save face. As fans wait for the season premiere, debates rage online about who is truly responsible for the collapse of the Brown family. Some say it was inevitable given the challenges of plural marriage. Others argue that Kody's favoritism was the root cause. And still others believe that Robyn, whether. The apology moment stands out because Kody has long been criticized for his lack of accountability. Many times, his former wives, Christine, Janelle, and Mary, expressed frustration that he rarely admitted his part in the breakdown of their marriages. He often blamed them for being disloyal, for pulling away, or for not aligning with his expectations. Yet, in this trailer, the tone is different. Kody actually looks at his past and admits mistakes. For Sister Wives fans, this feels like history in the making, a pivotal shift in the story of the family. Teaser doesn't show the full details of what prompted the apology, but the words are clear enough to resonate with the audience. Kody acknowledges the pain he caused and says he wishes he had done things differently. This simple act has left many viewers stunned, since apologies from Kody have been extremely rare. For years, his ex-wives accused him of favoritism toward Robyn, of neglecting their needs, and of failing to treat them as equals. The apology doesn't erase those years of resentment, but it suggests that maybe Kody is trying to mend. It could serve as a moment of closure. Janelle, who has often been measured and thoughtful, seems to be listening with an open mind. She has previously said that she still wants peace for the sake of her children, so Kody's apology could represent progress toward that. What season 20 will actually explore? Will Kody and his ex-wives sit down for deeper conversations? Will this lead to reconciliation of some kind, or is it simply a moment of scripted drama to keep viewers engaged? Sister Wives has always been a mixture of raw family struggles and reality TV storytelling, and fans know that not everything shown on screen represents the full truth. Still, the power of seeing Kody admit fault cannot be underestimated, especially after years of resistance. On social media, fans have already been debating whether Kody's apology is genuine. Some argue that he is only saying these things because he knows the cameras are rolling and wants to reshape his image. Others believe that, as time passes and his relationships with Christine, Janelle, and Mary evolve, Kody might truly be reflecting on his role in the family's downfall. Regardless of motivation, the moment has already succeeded in creating buzz and anticipation for the new season. Another layer to this development is Robyn Brown's position. Robyn has often been seen as Kody's favorite wife and the one who benefited the most from his attention. Many fans believe that the downfall of the family stemmed from Kody's decision to prioritize Robyn over his other wives. How Robyn reacts to Kody's apology, and whether she supports or resists his attempts at accountability, will be another storyline worth watching in season 20. Will she encourage reconciliation, or will she feel threatened by Kody revisiting old wounds with his exes? The apology also touches on a larger theme that Sister Wives has always presented: what happens